So, when it comes to Nigerian politics and how Nigeria has gone on a downward trend from like I don't know 2010, this thing started from Obasanjo, then all the way to Yaradua, Goodluck, Buhari, and then now Tinubu. Although Tinubu, because he's the one that finally removed fuel subsidy, he will always be the devil in the eyes of Nigeria. But to be fair to him, Nigeria has been on a downward spiral since. But one thing I always think about, like, how did we get here? I think one of the things that made Nigerian situation the way it is the whole rhetoric that politics is a dirty game. Yes, politics is a dirty game, right? Will I call it dirty game? Well, there's a lot of maneuvering, political maneuvering, backstabbing, and the rest. It's like that all over the world. If you watch the original British series and the subsequent Netflix one, so House of Cards, because the American series is a remake of the British series anyway, but that's by the way. So if you watch that kind of series and every other one, you know that there's a lot of maneuvering in politics, right? So like politicians have to be, I won't I won't say evil, but they do have to be manipulative and put their interests first, right? And then when you come to Nigeria, we also have that element of believing that all politicians or almost all politicians have juju on their side, right? So most people that consider themselves to be good, ethical people, they say politics is a dirty game and they just abstain from it. But the thing is, if you leave the so-called bad people to be your ruling class, you will always suffer. And I always try to push against this whole they use juju thing. Okay, they use juju. Are you not supposedly a Christian? Why are you afraid of juju? Don't you believe that you serve an almighty God who's stronger than everything and all the power belongs to him and everything like that? So do you truly believe that you serve an almighty God? If you do, then what's the problem with juju? So Nigerians are all levels and everything, right? They just left politics to the dirty people. And I'm not saying that there are no like maneuvering in politics, like even attempted assassinations. I even see what happened to Senator Natasha. Like there are all these things that happen, but you have to know how to play the game. But if the good, ethical, sensible people leave the ruling to the bad people, it will always be like this. If you like vote for another person besides Tinubu, right? But if everyday regular people who are ethical do not get into politics at every level or governance at every level, this will be the situation. So for Nigeria to get better, we have to rewire our brains and change that mindset that politics is something that is dirty and should only be left for the evil people. Because if you leave that mindset, these evil people, they will take the power and they will do whatever they want to do, and the rest of us who claim to be good people will be suffering. You cannot leave your governance to bad people. Everybody needs to get involved and get involved by running for office. I don't know, reading about laws and things like that. Governance has to be everybody's duty. You cannot just leave it to the evil people. So that's something that we really need to think about. Like even getting involved in like party politics or even setting up your own political party. I know like INEC now, the whole laws to set up political party um is a stressful thing. But governance has to be in the hands of good people, otherwise the outcome will always be terrible because people will always put their interests first. And even this, if you leave the politics to the bad people, they'll put their interests first and then they'll leave everything else for the evil people. So that's, I know, like, I know Nigerian politics, African politics, I know it's very frustrating, but and it feels like there is really a curse on black people, right? There are sometimes is there really something wrong with black people? But there is also for foreign interest in Nigeria, our natural resources, and also as long as Africa and like Nigeria is stabilized, the West and other countries will always have a steady supply of low income um, workers. So if Nigeria is bad, people are desperate to Japan. When they Japan, they'll be working for like low pay and the rest, right? So because of the bad situation in Nigeria and other countries, the West will always have a steady supply of low income workers that they can abuse and if they die on the job, they will get another one to replace it. So because of that poverty, there's no class consciousness. Nobody's really thinking about, it's this, are these work conditions really fair, because of the desperation. So there's a lot of maneuvering going on. I've watched a lot of interviews with David Unding, and where he talks about how there is foreign involvement in Nigerian politics, and anybody that is serious about helping Nigeria get out of its current state, they really need to put that in mind, that as much as our leaders are bad and corrupt, they are answering to a, I don't want to call it higher power, but it is a higher power because they have weapons. They are answering to a higher power, and nobody has made it more clear than Tinubu right now. So, like, what we can do now, because I hate to really end every video with like rambling. What we can do: get your PVC, update your polling unit if you relocated from where you initially registered, and hopefully that will help. But we need to get involved in governance, and governance is not every 4 years thing, right? The impeachment processes are not straightforward in Nigeria, but you need to be following up with what the government is doing and seeing how they can be impeached if they are not doing the right thing. So yeah, politics might be a manipulative game or a dirty game, as you say in Nigeria, but if the good people, if the ethical people do not get involved in it, the outcome will always be bad for the general populace. So good people, ethical people, we need to learn how to do political maneuvering. If you need to read your 48 laws of power or whatever, things like that, read it. But good people need to get involved in politics, otherwise there's no hope.